Okay, so this is how to take a filtered water sample, and the reason we take filtered samples is because most surface waters and many groundwaters contain small particles of clay and dust and this kind of thing. And usually we're only interested in finding out what the dissolved solutes are in the water. So before we take the sample we need to get rid of all the particles. So we do that using a 0.45 micron filter on the end of a syringe. Then we take our syringe without the filter, put it underneath the water surface and draw in some water. Just do that 3 times to rinse out the syringe. One, two, and this is the 3rd time. Then we fill it with the water we're going to sample. We put the filter on the end of the syringe. We make sure we don't touch either nozzle of the filter while we're doing this. Make sure it's firmly there, and we run to waste the first few millilitres of sample. Alright? Now, we can start collecting the sample. Take the lid off the flask and press just a few millilitres of water into the flask and rinse it out with filtered water. Okay? And we do that 3 times. So this is the 2nd time. And now the 3rd time. Okay, so we've rinsed it 3 times with filtered water and we're ready to take our sample. Note that if I put the lid down, I put it down with the rim upwards so that the rim of the lid doesn't get dirty. And we just continue filling up the flask with the filtered water and refilling the syringe as necessary to get more water for filtration. As you can see, I'm really struggling with this syringe to get enough water, so temporarily I'm just going to put the top on this. I'm going to get a new filter to do my filtration with. So you can see on this filter all the clay that was in the water has come out onto the filter and blocked up the filter pores. So I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to take a new filter capsule, put it on the end here. Remember, with a new capsule you run the first few millilitres away to waste, and then we can again continue filling the sample bottle until it's full or part full, which is going to take some time in this case because there's a lot of particles in the water. And so on, until the flask is full. There's so many particles in this one that I haven't actually finished the exercise. The other thing you should do is make sure that the flask is marked clearly before you start sampling with the project number and a serial number, in this case it's 1, the initials of the sampler, which is DB, and the date of sampling, the 11th of March 2013. So in reality I just continue doing this. I may have to use 2 or 3 filters to get a full flask if there's a lot of particles in the water. And you can see that the water that I've sampled here, it's nice and clear without any particles in. And when I've got a full 100 millilitres of this sample, it's ready to send to the lab. So I hope you've enjoyed this little stay with sampling in winter in England, and I hope you'll be able to use this in Afghanistan as well. Right, I'm off for a cup of coffee.